So we are going to attempt to answer a couple of different questions. Basically just give you a chance to get to know us a little bit better and share our story with y'all. So we're gonna start with how we met.
From each other's perspective. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, so I downloaded this dating app called Her for the very first time. So we met 2 years ago to the day of today, which is February 13, 2021. And so we met February 13, 2019. And so I downloaded the app Sunday. First person I had like a conversation with, the second person I matched with on the app, and the first person I met off of the app. It was kind of like crazy because we matched that day, February 13, 2019, and started messaging each other. She messaged me first with like a smooth compliment. It might have been, it was either a compliment or a bad joke.
She likes bad jokes.
I love bad jokes. So it's like, it's my thing. So, but,
I did really admire your profile.
Yeah.
Because your two cats, honestly. Kiara and Toothless.
My wing witches.
I didn't know that was the thing.
No, it's not. It's not. Also, I'm just trying to let people, it's kind of like a warning because people like are put off by cats sometimes. But I'm like, I come with my cats. If you don't like cats, you might as well just swipe left. Like, this is my thing. You know?
So I've never had cats. I don't think I necessarily had a problem with cats.
I love that it was my cats that made you swipe right. It wasn't just my cat.
Oh no, you had a really cute photo. That was nice.
Just gotta remind. Oh yes,
you're a cute little
gotta
bit.
remind them.
You smiled a lot, like you obviously.
You only had one picture of her smiling, but she smiled a lot in real life. So you know.
You know, I thought your page was just appealing overall, like appealing. You were like, you invited me out, right?
So I invited her. It was literally my very first STEMnistas event. So I have a brand called the STEMnistas brand. It's about connecting, empowering, and recognizing women in STEM, parentheses.
And
content
video.
You know, I'm just saying, just gonna put it out there. But we had events pre-COVID. Like this was our very first event. It was a Galentine's Day on that February 13th. And I invited her to the Galentine's Day. I was just like, I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm gonna see if she comes. I didn't think she was gonna come in real life because like literally I just met her that day. So like
so I wasn't gonna come. Fun fact. But my coworkers were like, Ashley, you need to go. Those are not the type of girls that like wait around. And I was like, okay, maybe I should. I thought about it up until like probably an hour before. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go because I wasn't doing anything else. Why turn down an opportunity to like meet a beautiful, brilliant person? So I was like, I'm definitely gonna go. And it was a great time.
It was amazing. So she like vibed with everyone there. It was just really cool. So when she came in, I was still like setting up for the event. And so I had like friends of my friends who were attending the event go get her from downstairs. When she walks out the elevator, I was like, oh my gosh. She looks so much better than her pictures. I was like, oh,
I was smiling.
She was smiling. She looked great. I was like, oh, okay, all right. So it was great. And then the event went really well. And I was like, oh, she like handled herself really well. Like connected with everyone there.
Passed the first test.
You know, it was great. So after the event, I was like, do you want to go get drinks? Because I didn't want her to just think that I was trying to just get her to come to my event, you know? I wanted her to know that, like, I wanted to get to know her. So I had, like, a compliments game on the Valentine's Day was, like, the theme was self-love. And so at the end, so we played, like, a compliments game where everybody gave each other compliments without, like, complimenting your physical appearance. You have to talk to me about
try
it.
It's hard.
It was great.
You have to, like, listen and with intention. The random people that you like don't know.
Yeah. So it's like you have to pay attention to them throughout the whole evening and like, what do I actually like about this person? So it was really great. So I let her know that like I really wanted to get to know her better. I liked her vibe and all of that. And then I came to talk to her afterwards. I was like, hey, like you want to go get drinks?
You know what? I never recognized it as the first move, but it totally was.
It was.
You writing that on the compliment activity.
Yeah.
I mean, I put it on my fridge.
Yeah, she did. She put it on her fridge. I was like, yeah, bitches, I'm in there.
Girl, I'm like a third grader. I was like, oh my God, put this in my fridge. I mean, like, obviously, like, I like you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say what she spoke of is about 95.5% accurate. So we just go with it. So she asked if I wanted to get drinks. So everybody said goodbye, and she was like, "Do you still want to get drinks?" I was like, "Yeah, totally." But I was like, I really like this place called Barcelona Wine Bar, and it was in Midtown as well, close to where you were actually.
Yeah, where I live.
Where you live.
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is one of my favorite spots." I was like, "Would you like to go there?" You're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds good."
Mm-hmm. I was like, but she's taking me to a wine bar. Okay. And I don't think I had been to Barcelona, but it was great because we had, different types of wines. And then I remember she introduced me to her favorite sherry.
Yeah.
And it was just like an electric evening, honestly. Like, that's like the best word to describe it for me.
I remember asking if I could put my hand on her thigh.
I remember being like, why hasn't she touched me yet? Like,
I'm polite.
She is.
I'm a gentle
She's
lady.
great. She's a gentle lady. But I remember just being like, what is happening? Like, it was like we were flirting with each other. Vibes were flowing.
So she obviously was thirsting for me, and I was just like, I just want to see her thirst a little longer. But then I asked politely if I could place my hand on her. She was like, yes, please.
Bitch, if you do not say that story correctly.
I mean, maybe you weren't that eager, but
I didn't say yes, please. I was like, yeah.
Okay, she's like, yeah. And then, I was like, okay, she liked me. That was test for me, I was like, okay. Light work. But then the big question was, do you want to take this home, have another drink or something, hang out a little bit more? Because I just wasn't ready for the night to end quite yet. Said yes. That was the first big yes.
Yes. And the rest is history, y'all. Question 2, or part 2, is...
When did we realize we loved each other?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we would, spend the night with each other sometimes. More often, you would spend the night over my apartment. So,
Very nice apartment.
Chanaza works at Georgia Tech, and I work at Georgia State University. And, very close to each other in proximity.
When we met, I wasn't working because I had just graduated in December, and I was going to start work in March. So we met in February.
So I remember it actually kind of became routine for us, even though we were dating other people at the time, but we honestly spent a lot of our time with each other.
No, not seeing other people seriously. We were just dating casual. We were dating other people as well.
Yeah. Exactly. There wasn't a weird situation.
It is not.
Thanks for clearing that up. And I remember really enjoying those mornings. So sometimes the traffic would be really bad. It might take 45 minutes to get her all the way to Marietta Street, and we would have really compelling conversations. So she used to ask good questions, fun questions, really.
I was the question games before the question games started.
Right. So conversations were never dull, and I really started to grow fond of all the time that we spent together. And it was in one of those moments when I was like, you know what, you should wait on. At the time, I just wasn't ready to seriously date anybody. I had come out of a 5-year relationship. Money was tight, and I was like, I don't know if I can date you the way you should be dated. But I was like, you should wait on me though. I was like, if it's not too much of an inconvenience, I'm not really gonna trip if you can't, because she had prospects.
But literally from the first day that I met her, it was electric. I've told her this from the beginning. From the moment we met, her arms felt like home, and that felt really weird at the beginning because I was like, what is happening? I was like, what is this feeling? The best feeling to describe, the best word, the only word I use to describe it is home. I'm not typically the type of person to wait for anybody. I'm the type of person that if my friends tell me, oh, somebody said to wait for them, I'm like, well, what do you want? Are you trying to wait right now? Might as well just get on. But no, I felt like I should wait, and I felt and waiting felt good because I'm not the type of person to rush into a relationship either, and I like to take my time to get to know people. I don't even know at what point I felt like I fell in love with her. I know that she sent me this song Just a Little by Masego.
Yeah, check it out.
It just made me feel am I in love with her? Do I love her? What is love? I'm a researcher, so I started Googling all the characteristics of love. And
when we first met, she told me she was reading a book called The Anatomy of Love.
Yeah. It's a great book.
And she was like, I actually believe in love now after reading this book.
Yeah. I never used to believe in love until I realized all the hormonal and actual biological reactions that happen behind it. So I was like, all right, this is it. And then after that, as cheesy as it sounds, I felt like our souls recognized each other at the beginning. Just over time, it just became more of like our souls remembering each other, if that makes sense.
Real spiritual girl.
I mean, you know, like that's who I am for real. And like, so yeah, so it just feels like soulmates.
So sweet.
You were a blessing in disguise. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. You're so beautiful. I love your vibe. Please don't hurt me. The only one can stop the time when it's her name. You're white lighter.